I'm Max from Silver Hammer Brewing. I've got myself a cup of Red Rocket here. Hasn't really clarified yet. I also haven't hit it with any clear cold side findings. And I'm going to try to stop touching my fucking face too, because I seem to do that a shit ton anytime I'm on camera. But anyways, besides that fucking bullshit, this beer tastes like ass. Like a week ago when I tried it. I also just filmed an entire segment tasting this fucking beer and accidentally deleted it. So I'll tell you right now, it's actually fucking good now. It's surprising what just 1 week of a difference did. It has been conditioning for a couple weeks, so that's also been nice. Well, I'd say lagering. It's been sitting at like fucking, what is this thing set at? Sitting at 38 degrees. It's where it's been at for the last 3 weeks. It was brewed this one about 3-4 weeks ago. Sitting at about 5%. It's hard to tell. It is, if it was a little bit more clear, I bet it would be the color we were going for, but it's a little bit hazy, so it's hard to see it, but I can still see like a tinge of red through it. So this is Red Rocket. It is an international dark lager. I have redone the recipe for it, and I don't know if y'all can hear it, but excuse the fucking neighbor's rude ass dog. He tends to bark like all dogs do, but he seems to bark a lot when it's just me filming a video and there's not another person here to make sounds that kind of cover it up. So anyways, I'm gonna put this fucking Red Rocket in my mouth and y'all are gonna watch. It's fucking tasty. You know, never in my life would I have said I like the taste of a Red Rocket, but I'm saying it now. The only thing I'd really do different is, which is kind of going to be shown in the recipe or the next brew day that we do of Red Rocket, is I would have added a little bit more hops. I think just maybe 5 more IBU, it would have come out, because right now you're not really tasting the hops. They're there just enough to back up the malt, but there's no hop coming through at all. You don't taste them. You just, it's not overly sweet. But I would definitely add a little bit more hops going forward. I'm also going to change the hop. But if anybody's wondering what this actually tastes like, honestly, the best description would be either Shinerbach or Ziegenbach, which both those taste pretty much fucking the same anyways. So if you guys are familiar with Shinerbach, then you have a good idea of what this tastes like. I would say that it's a little bit fuller in body than Shiner, but it's still pretty fucking tasty. It's dry enough or light enough to where you can chug it. I mean, but I probably wouldn't sit here and down a 6 or a 12 pack of them. I could definitely shotgun a 6-pack though if I wanted to. Don't fucking dare me. Don't fucking do it. I'll do it. Trust me. Okay, we'll just take my word for it. Anyways, take another swig. Yeah, it's beer. It's good beer, actually. I think that it would be really good beer if it had a little bit more hop character to kind of balance out the maltiness of it. But overall, it's not bad. Use the Nova Lager yeast on it. I fucking love that yeast. I've used it quite a bit, actually, over the last few months. Mainly because my setup, I don't have an actual fermentation chamber. And it gives me the flexibility to have like more than just a lager fermenting at once. I can use my kegerator or my keezer to ferment in as a ferment chamber and have, you know, an ale in there and a lager going at the same time, you know, right around 60 degrees. I found that at 65 degrees, Nova Lager will put off kind of like a, I don't want to say like a super powerful like alcohol note, but it's slightly boozy. But 2 weeks of lagering and it goes away. That's what happened with our last batch of mullet. Anyways, with all that said, I would like to give a special thanks to CH from Homebrew for Life on the Hoppy Hour podcast this week with Kyle from Clawhammer Supply. He shouted us out quite a bit, and I really fucking appreciate that. So this one's to you, Braj. So while that's refilling, excuse me for being a disgusting, degenerate ass. Anyways, yeah, so once again, huge shout out to CH. Really appreciate you. I look forward to one day being on the Hoppy Hour myself. So much love from Texas. And all of y'all, I really want to appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel by, subscribing. Obviously, I'm not monetized yet, and this is kind of a side gig thing. I work a full-time job, working about 70 hours a week. So what time I do have to put towards this, I appreciate the people that, show some love. Going forward this year, the plans for the channel, I'm not going to be trying to just flood out with content. My main plan is I do have some beers that are in the works. And in fact, I've got one video I'm working on currently. And instead of putting it out, I decided to wait for the beer to be finished. Anyways, excuse me. So I do have a video of a brew day that is in the works right now. Beer is fermenting right now. We are no longer going to be putting out brew day video and then a tasting video on YouTube. We'll still do that on TikTok. But on the YouTube channel, it's going to be straight up grain to glass on the brewing videos. I'm also going to do some upgrades this year. That's going to be my primary focus, is upgrades to the brewery. I'll put out clips of that and stuff like that. I might do some small, shorter videos on, on the brewery. But yeah, so I've got a series of beers that we're going to do this year that are Belgian beers. Belgian single, double, triple, and quad. So the 7 Abbey, which we have, some videos on already, I'm changing that to Monk number 1. So you have Monk 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is single, double, triple, quad. And also this year, planning on some IPAs. I have a beer that I'm going to be doing with a member of a band called Love Ship. It's going to be called Love Shippa. It's going to be a milkshake IPA. I also have a hazy IPA we're going to be doing called Lazy IPA, but I is EYE. Shout out to Doopy. He was in our Sasquatch tasting video. Beer's named after him. Love you, motherfucker. And also got a West Coast IPA that we're going to do. So we haven't done a whole lot of super hoppy beers. Prairie Dogger was the only one that was really hoppy, and that fucking beer was awesome. That's probably my favorite beer we brewed so far, but it's close between Mullet and Monk with that one as well. So anyways, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that showed support to us so far. Shout out CH, Homebrew for Life, and shout out to the Hoppy Hour podcast. And I just want to say that I'm grateful for everybody that's shown us some love so far, and I hope to expand on that the rest of the year. So, cheers, Braj. NBC, motherfucker. And as always, motherfuckers, remember, get hammered responsibly.